Welcome to this video. In this video, I'll explain how you can attempt the test using CodeTantra Secure Exam application. So if you have already booked the slot, you might have already installed the application. In order to access the application, you can go to the start menu and you can type the word CodeTantra and you'll be able to see CodeTantra SEA. Once you find it, just click on it to open. It will open the application. Now here if you look, the name of this company is CodeTantra and you need to change it. This is for different institution, not for you. So there is a button called not your institution. Click on this button and select the drop down and type NUCAT. Once you type NUCAT, you'll be able to see nucat.codetantra.com. Select it, click on go button. Once you click on the go button, you'll be able to see the email ID and password field here. You can see the Nitte logo here also. So this portal is common for engineering applicants as well as MBA applicants of NUCAT. Now here you are supposed to enter your email ID and password. If you know, you can enter it here. If you don't know, you can simply click on forget password. You can enter your email ID here and you can click on recover to recover your password using your email ID. In my case, I know my email ID and password, so I'll simply fill it up and I'll click on submit. Moreover, there are some guides available here which you can download and refer just in case if you need some help. So I'm just going to quickly type my email ID and password. Once I type my email ID and password, I'll click on submit button here. Once I'll click on submit, I'll be redirected to this page here. And on this page, I'll be able to see my test. I can see there is a test called demo test, which is scheduled at 16:30 today. In your case, if you are redirected to the admit card page, there you'll find the open test button. So you can use the open test button to open the test from there also. In my case, it is redirecting me to come to this page. So I'll click on this open test button here. Once I'll click on the open test button, it will go for environment check. In environment check, it will identify the web camera, microphone, browser, everything is working perfectly. In order to test the audio, I have to click here to check the audio. I have to play this.
Click yes if you can hear this audio.
It says click yes, so I can hear the audio. I'm going to click on yes. Once I'll complete this check, it will ask me to proceed to test. Once I'll proceed to test, it will ask me to capture my face. So I'll make sure my face is visible in the frame and then I'll click on capture button. Once it is done, I'll click on proceed. And here I need to upload my ID proof. This can be any ID, government ID proof where your photograph is there. I'll click on this camera button and then I can place my ID card in front of the camera and I can capture. That's one way. Another way is I can switch the input. I can click on browse and I can scroll through and I can go to the place where I have saved my ID card and I can open it up. Once I'll do that, I'll be able to see the preview of my ID card and I can click on proceed. Here I can verify what I have captured till this point. If I'm satisfied, I can click on upload. Once I'll upload, I'll come to this test creation page. This is where exactly I'm supposed to log in from mobile now. Since this is a third eye based test, so I have to start the test from the laptop also. And when I come to this page, exactly at this page, I have to log in from mobile also. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to log in into the same test using a mobile phone. So let's have a look how we can do that. Alright, so you can see I'm using an Android mobile phone and I'm going with Chrome browser here. Chrome is recommended for Android mobile. If you're using iPhone, then you can start with Safari browser. The version of Safari should be 13.6 or above. In case of Chrome, the version should be 80 or above. So I'm going to open it up and then I'll type the URL called nucat.codetantra.com. And once I'll visit this page, I have button to login. So I'll click on login and I'll come to login screen here. In the login, I'll enter the same email ID and password that I used on my laptop and then I'll click on submit. Once I'll do that, I'll be able to see test card on the home screen itself. I'll click on the test card. Then I'll click on take test And now I'll be able to see all the tests which are scheduled for me. So currently I'm attempting the demo test from my laptop. So I'll click on the third eye button in front of the demo test. Once I'll do that, the system will try to connect me to the test. Now you can see that I'm connected to the test now. I can click on the OK button to go to full screen. And you are being monitored is the message that is flashing on my screen. That simply means my face is being captured regularly and it is being transmitted to the Proctor. Just in case if I want to know how I'm visible to Proctor, I can click on this green chat icon. Once I'll do that, I can see myself here. And now this is the time to position the third eye. It is very important that we position the third eye properly. And before doing that, we'll do two things. One is that we'll make sure this auto rotate mode is turned on. In some of the mobile, it is called landscape and portrait. So make sure if that is the case, it is landscape there. In my case, it is auto rotate. So I'll simply turn this on. And then I'll also make sure that do not disturb mode is on so that even if some calls or messages comes, they do not disturb my screen. So I'll just click on this do not disturb. I'll remove the notification panel. And now I'm going to rotate my mobile phone. Once I'll rotate my mobile phone, it will start capturing my face like this. Then I'll click on this 4 diagonal arrows. Once I'll do that, I'll be able to see how I'm visible to Proctor. And now I can place this. Now you can see I have placed my third eye in such a way where Proctor can see me completely. Through this third eye, my entire sitting area is visible. So this is the correct way of positioning third eye. And now I can go back to my computer and I can start from there. One more thing, once we see how we are looking to Proctor and we are satisfied with the view, the next thing is to collapse this video so that it doesn't drain your battery or heat up your device. And the way you do it is, you just click on the 4 arrows again, click on this green chat icon without disturbing the mobile position, and now you can see I have to leave my mobile like this. This simply means that I'm being monitored and the video is streaming in the background. Now I'll jump back to my laptop. Now you can see on my screen, once I join through third eye, I'll be able to see a start test button on my screen provided the start time has arrived. And if that is the case, I can click on this start test button to start my test. Now I can see the very first question on my screen. This is the question and these are the 4 options. I can select only one option at a time. And whatever option I want to pick against the given question, I can pick and then I can click on the next question. The moment I'll click on next question, I'll get a message that my previous response is saved now. And if I'll go back to my previous question, I can see this is the answer I marked and this is visible also. So whenever you select an option and you go to next or previous question, your previous response will be saved. Now, if you select an option and if you want to clear the response, you can do by 2 ways. You can either click on the option again to deselect it, or you can click on clear response. You can select it yes here. You'll be able to clear the response. Here you can see there is a jump to panel, and in the jump to panel, if I scroll, I can see this is physics section, and in the physics section we have 40 questions. Then we have chemistry sections where we have again 40 questions, and then on the right side this is a mathematics section, and again we have some questions. So this is how you figure out how many sections paper has. And even if you look here, this says section physics 1 of 3. So this is the first section of the paper and the name of the section is physics. And this is the second question of this particular section that we are attempting right now. This question has a marks of 1. I can access the general instruction of the paper by clicking on this general instruction button. Once I review this, I can close it. I can zoom in into the portal to see the text bigger on my screen. I can zoom out also. Then I can go to the next question using these buttons as well as these 2 green buttons also, as you can see here. So if I want to go to previous question, I can click on this green button here available on left side of my screen. If I want to go to the next question, I can click on this button to go to the next question. If I'll come to the jump to panel, I'll be able to see that the first question is answered, so that has turned into green. The second question is just visited because it is in orange color, as you can see here, it has not been answered, and remaining 118 questions has not been visited yet. So this is how you can figure out the summary of your exam during the exam itself. If you want to access the proctor details, you can do that by clicking on this button here. Once you click on it, you can see the name of your proctor, the email ID and the mobile number. And in case of any emergency, if you are not able to make any contact, you can use this information to reach out to your proctor. Similarly, if you want to speak to your proctor, you are not supposed to do anything on the screen, just to speak. The proctor will be able to respond you back. And just be patient, proctor may take some time to respond you back, just in case if he is already engaging with another students. I can access the calculator by clicking on this button here, and this calculator button is configured. So if in your exam you are not able to see it, most probably the management has not decided to show this button up. So if this button is there, you can use this button as a scientific calculator and to do the calculation. On the bottom of my screen, I can see the strength of my Wi-Fi. I can see there is a refresh button. I can see that my laptop is in charging mode. If my laptop or desktop is not in charging mode, then I'll be able to see the battery percentage remaining here. I can turn this application off by clicking on this power off button, but be very sure about it, because once you'll turn this off, this entire application will close. If let us say you are talking to Proctor and Proctor is not responding, then you can go to the chat option here also by clicking on this button. You'll be able to see a user profile button here. If you click on this, you'll be able to access the chat and you'll be able to type the message you want to convey and you can send it to your proctor. If let us say you are dropping a message to your proctor, you're trying to speak and proctor is not responding, so you can click on this emergency help button here. You can provide your mobile number here and you can describe your issue here. So once you'll do that, this query will flash on the proctor's screen, and at the same time the system will show you the exact mobile number of the proctors also, so that even after this he is not able to respond, you can call him and you can speak to him. So this is how I can attempt the test as a student. I can go from any question to any question. So for example, I want to visit mathematics question number 1, so I'll click on this button here, click outside, and this is the very first question of mathematics section. As you can see here, I can start answering the question. I can go to the next question, and you can observe that for the first 5 seconds this next button does not appear, because you compulsorily need to stay for 5 seconds on each question. That is the way it has been designed. You can see we have got a finish button here also on the left side of my screen. So once you'll finish the exam, you cannot reopen it. So before clicking on finish, be sure that you have answered all the questions and then you only confirm it. Otherwise, you will not be able to continue your test from there. So if I'll click on this finish button here, I can see the summary in which section how many questions are there, how many of them have answered, how many of them I have not answered, and how many of them I have not visited at all. And if I'm satisfied with this, I can click on yes, I want to finish and exit. If I'm not satisfied, I can click on no, I want to continue the test. I can come back to my screen. I can do the changes I want. And once it is done, now I can go here, verify the summary, and then I can click on yes, I want to finish and exit. Once I'll do that, I'll be able to see the completed tag here as a status in front of my screen. That simply means my exam is successfully submitted. So this is how we attempt the test. So the moment you stop the exam from laptop, the streaming from mobile will also stop. Doesn't matter you are stopping it manually or not.